QST, QST, QST. This is 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra. Name is Charles. QTH Lima Malta. Hosting this evening's 9 HAM GlobalNet. The net meets every 2 weeks at 1800 UTC, 8 o'clock Malta time in the evening, of course. First of all, I would like to thank the people who, behind the scenes, do a lot of work to make this net happen. The trustees of 9H1 UHF-R and also the trustees of 9H1 DMR-L, rendering this net heard in DMR, on DMR, and also on the UHF bands. Weather in Malta today is, well, sunny, 28 degrees Celsius, 26, I think, 26 degrees Celsius at the present time. So it is a warm day, and summer has started early. Without any ado, I will open the floor to anybody who would like to check in. Please use the phonetic alphabet for your call sign and your first name. This is 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra, net control station for the 9 HAM GlobalNet, standing by.
G3TZM Golf 3 Tango Zulu Mike, Unisimni Bill Bravo India Lima Lima.
Morning, Kilo Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf, KK4 RYG. The handle is Arinza Alpha Romeo Echo November Zulu Alpha.
I acknowledge G3TZM and also K4, let's do this again, KK4RYG. Are there any more check-ins for the net this evening?
Nine Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. The name is Anthony.
Do we have any more check-ins at this point? G0BI, Ian. Okay, let's stop it there for now, and I'm going to pass the microphone to Bill, G3TZM, 9H1FBS with the 9 HAM GlobalNet.
Okay, from G3TZM Golf 3 Tango Zulu Mike, Philashia Tayeb Kulhat, and nice to hear you again. Margaret reminded me that the net was on this evening. She's just in a call with a friend of ours down in Portsmouth, so I've managed to sneak up and get onto the net. It's WPX CW this weekend, so tomorrow I'll be putting the aerial up ready. I have a dipole which I made, which works extremely well, so I should put that up for the duration of the contest tomorrow. And hope to have some contacts with the stations in Malta that take part. 9H1 FPS, G3TZM over.
Contest is that, is it, you said the CW contest?
Yeah, from G3TZM, yeah, it's Whiskey Papa X-Ray, WPX, the worked all prefixes contest.
Oh, I see, sorry, I misunderstood you. Okay, fine. Thank you, Bill, for your contribution. Let's go over to Renza. KK4RYG, 9H1FBS.
Good morning and good evening, everybody. This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf Forenza from Anchorage, Alaska, USA. Time here is 10:06 a.m. in the morning. Temperature is just above 52 degrees. Not much is going on. It just rained here. I'm outside. It's starting to dry up. Alaska is oxygen depleted place, meaning that whatever moisture is in the air, it's going to try to eat it up like Pac-Man. So I'm watching the sidewalks dry right in front of me naturally. Not too much to talk about here in Alaska Net Control. Everything is happening as it is. It's a big tourist attraction, so we're seeing a lot of people from other parts of the world here. Hope to be in Malta in the near future, but as of right now, it's work. But if you guys have any questions for me, I'll be more than happy to answer during the open session portion of the net. This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf Forenza in Anchorage, Alaska. Back to you, Net Control.
Very good indeed, Lorenzo. Well, over here, you know, especially when the humidity is high, it takes quite some time for the pavement or sidewalk to dry. We live in a different part of the world, and of course, the weather is totally different here. As I said, it's something like 80 degrees Fahrenheit here, and it's evening. So it was higher today. So let's pass it over to Anthony, see what he has to say for himself. 9H5FA, 9H1FBS with the 9H HAM Global.
Yes, with the 9H HAM GlobalNet, this is 9H5FA. I'm currently at home, operating off a 5-watt handheld radio, connected to an external antenna, but it's just a small dual bander window antenna, not my regular sort of rooftop dual bander. I don't really have nothing to report, otherwise perhaps I'd better apologize to the general radio community, because over the last 4 weeks I've been practically non-existent, but that's because of some multiple deadlines, work-related deadlines, which all converged on the same, more or less on the same week. I was hiding myself at home and very frequently staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning. But hopefully from next net I will be much more relaxed again, so I'll be able to take over again. Thanks very much, 9H1FBS for stepping in at the last minute. I really appreciate it, and let me pass it on back to Net Control. I have a small technical question, when sort of perhaps we'll do another round, which you guys may be able to answer because you're much more experienced than me on what I'm going to ask. Back to net control, this is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Roger, Roger. Thank you very much for your contribution, Anthony, and for coming on. I know that you've been, as you said, very, very busy. Are there any more check-ins for the 9H HAM GlobalNet this evening? Please call 9H1FBS, 9 Hotel 1, Foxtrot Bravo Sierra. Name is Charles.
HAM1FBS is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Name is Chris. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Are there any check-ins from the UHF side? You know, for the radio side, RF. Go ahead. No. Well, I think Anthony is on RF, and maybe you as well, Chris. I don't know. Okay, take it away. G0 Bravo India Alpha with the 9H HAM GlobalNet. This is 9H1FBS.
9H1FBS, G0 BIA. Good evening to everybody. I think I've heard everybody. I didn't quite catch the guy from Alaska, if my hearing was correct. I've just been calculating that it is 33 years since I last spoke to somebody in Alaska. And that was from Shara in Gozo as 9 Hotel 3 Oscar Bravo. I was staying with a guy there and using his shack. And I was up very early one morning and I worked the 1,000-mile dog sled race. So I've never forgotten that. So it's 30-odd years since I've spoken to anybody in Alaska. Ah, well. And also, will you say good evening to Troy for me, please, Charles? I'd appreciate that. Appreciated the communication the other week. And I hope he's keeping you in check and not tripping you up too much. Good evening to Bill. Nice to hear you on, Bill, again. Georgina's okay, and I believe Margaret's out with somebody, so that's okay. And Anthony, nice to hear you again. I'm only going to make this a one-off, Charles, because we've got one or two things pressing this evening that we want to get done before XYL watches another episode of the Chelsea Flower Show. So keep up the good work, Charles. You've got a few on tonight, so I'll sign out at this stage and wish you a Layla Tayeb, as I normally do, 7-3s, and back to you for any final, Charles. 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra, G0 BIA, Musk by the Sea in northeast England.
You had a sort of clicking noise on your transmission, but nothing to write home about, really. Yeah, you have a nice evening. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. That's what we're all about here. Let's see what Chris has to say for himself. 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, 9H1FBS.
H1FBS is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, using my handheld via UHF. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Just taking it easy this evening because it's been a hard week. I have a question for KK4RYG. Are you staying in Anchorage in Alaska? Did I get that correct? That's my question for KK4RYG.
Yeah, can you give us your QTH or answer, please?
This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf. I heard part of the transmission I heard he asked a question, but I didn't make out what it was. Could you ask him to repeat it? Oh, and I need the call sign for the station in Northeast England net control. Please try again.
You mean the last one who spoke before Chris? Lorenzo, I think you mean Golf Zero Bravo India Alpha. His name is Ian.
Copy. Golf Zero Bravo India Alpha. His name is Ian from Northeast England. Is that correct, net control?
Yeah, call me Charlie, it makes things easier. And Chris was asking, what is your precise QTH in Alaska? Go ahead.
Thank you, Chris, for your question. My precise QTH is Anchorage, Alaska. I'm currently outside in Midtown, which is right smack dab in the middle of the city. I'm not downtown, I'm in Midtown. I'm standing outside. Great connection. You're coming through 5.9. I take it you're on RF, so your signal is quite excellent, all of you. Glad to be here, and we'll accept any additional questions in net control. Please throw them my way. And I have Golf Zero Bravo India Alpha's call sign from Northeast England. Thank you. Back to you, net control.
Yeah, okay, Lorenzo. Now I'm going to jump the gun a bit because Anthony said that he has a technical question. So, can you ask the question, Anthony? 9H5 Foxtrot Alpha, 9H1 FBS. Go ahead.
Thank you, that's control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Yeah, so I am very sparsely active on HF. That's something which has been at the back of my mind. I do have an HF transceiver, but a ISO for 450D, and I do have a half-wing dome antenna on my roof. But a half-wing dome antenna is directional, and I want an antenna which is not directional, which is omnidirectional actually. Rather than buy, an expensive vertical with radials which cost in the range of about 300, 400 euros to buy one ready-made and sort of put it up. What alternative, cheaper options do you people have and found to be, effective? I've got an ATU and a separate ATU as well, and my radio ATI, so I've got a built-in ATU as well. And ideally, I'd like something which could, be tuned between say 10 and 8 meters, ideally. But okay, that's asking a bit too much. But perhaps no. But I know I'd like some feedback about what you guys, do and have found most effective at a reasonable cost. Back to net control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. By the way, this is a project I'm planning for this summer, hence my question.
Okay, so before I open it to the floor, I'm going to ask again whether there are any more check-ins for the 9H HAM GlobalNet.
Nine Hotel 2, Juliet Golf, checking in. Name Jonathan.
So before I open it to the floor, would you like to make a transmission? I'm not going to tell you how my brother started, like 50 odd years ago, but it was a fishing rod. I'll give you more information. Tri-band fishing rod. Anyway, let me pass it over to Jonathan. 9H2 JG, 9H1 FBS with the global 9H HAM GlobalNet. Go ahead.
H1 FBS, this is 9H2 JG. First of all, good evening to everyone. And actually I just switched on my radio, so I don't know. Besides not controller and Anthony, I don't know who's with us this evening. Your question, Anthony, was directed to someone. Go ahead and feel free to answer. But I can give you an option as well, if you like. I know I'm quite new, but I read about an option, and I can apply it myself because, as you know, I don't have a roof of my own. But one day I would like to try it when I'm undergoing in the campsite. So mic to net controller, and when you want, Anthony, I can answer your question. Just if you like. Mike, back to you. Net controller.
To speak up a bit, Jonathan, my friend, you see, I'm nearly 72 years old and going slightly deaf. So you have to enunciate or whatever they call it. Anyway, okay, so let's open it to the floor. Who would like to answer Anthony's query? An omnidirectional antenna. If you look at the antenna handbook, I think you'll find quite a number. Probably it's online these days. Does anybody have any contribution for this? 9H1 FBS, please call.
Foxtrot Alpha, this is 905 Foxtrot Alpha net controller. Now, in reply to Chris's, to Jonathan's question, 9H to Julia's call. No, I wasn't directing this question to anyone in particular. I was just asking for general opinion. I do have the luxury of a 30-meter long roof, which I can and I do also have the luxury of living 3 stories up, and there's sort of no buildings on top of me. So it's a waste not having a proper antenna. Back to net control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Fox Hotel.
Did you say 30 meters, 30?
Roger, yes, 30 meters, actually 90 feet, which is approximately 30 meters.
My goodness. Okay, somebody. Do they have any idea, any suggestion for a omnidirectional antenna on a 30-meter roof? Now, I will explain to Arenza. Our roofs, the roofs in Malta are flat, and so you could darn well put anything on them. So that's why, yeah, 90 feet would be about 28. But my goodness, I think you could put a whole field of antennas there. Anyway, does anybody have any suggestions? Please call net control now. Hi, Jonathan.
Answer Anthony's question.
Yes, of course. You can answer Anthony.
Okay. Anthony, 9H5 Fox Alpha. You need a vertical or a horizontal, or both, because I have both options for you.
H2JG, sorry, not control. I just by fast, you apologies, I just realized 9H2JG, 9H5SA. No, I want a vertical. I want it to be omnidirectional. I do have a horizontal, which is a windmill. But that is, I don't want a directional antenna because the way my roof is, a directional antenna gets me to the east and west of the island, but not towards the north. And more sort of I'd like to transmit towards the north. Sort of, well, something I can't do. So I was thinking of something omnidirectional actually. Okay, I know probably the energy, the RF energy would be distributed more, so the actual power in the northern direction would be less than if I had to, get my window and swap, turn it around 45 degrees, which I can't, because that would mean I'd have to trespass on two roofs next to me. So I was thinking in my mind of a vertical, but any other options, are very much welcome. Back to net control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Can you answer it, Jonathan? He's looking for a vertical.
Yes, 9H2JG. Anthony, did you ever experiment with NFED? NFED antenna, did you ever experiment with them?
Jonathan, come again, did you say handheld vertical antennas? If you're referring to handheld HF antennas, no, I've never experimented them. No, the only antenna, HF antenna I've experimented with is the window I have on my roof, which is actually a horizontal inverted V, which is fed. It's not center fed. It's fed, I believe, about one-third the way up its length, if I remember correctly. There's a particular ratio anyway between to both sides of the feed, which are supposed to make it tunable to a wide range of bands. 9H2JG, 9H5SA with 9H HAM GlobalNet.
H5SA, this is 9H2JG with GlobalNet. No, I meant and fed or long wire or Marconi antenna. Did you ever experiment with one of those? Because I'm asking because you can, and I saw reviews of it, make an end-fed instead of sloping or horizontal, you can make it vertical. And you don't need a particular length, a super length. That's it, I guess. Whereas I personally use a 17-foot or 5-point-something meters, which for the roof it's not ideal because it's not that sturdy, but it's tunable with my radio. I can tune it to nearly all the bands. Actually, I tried a little, but I tried it sloping, not vertical. Sorry. I experimented a little bit with NFET, and I found it quite good. And you don't need a particular super long wire for it. So having a browse online would help you much in your quest to make the wire vertical. There's loads of things you can do. Plastic pipe fishing pole, but instead of using the normal fishing pole idea with the tuner at the bottom, or tuners in your check, you can use the transformer for the NFET. If you need more information, Anthony, then send me, and I try to find the link from where I saw the video. Mike, back to net controller. This is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. Answering 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha question. Mike, back to net controller.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Are there any more checkers for the 9H HAM GlobalNet? This is 9H1FBS net control. Is there anybody else who would like to give any suggestion to Anthony? Please call now.
Yes, G3TZM, Golf 3 Tango Zulu Mike, Philasia Tayeb, Anthony. For information, I'm using an aerial which I'm installing tomorrow, which I put up temporarily on a pole in the garden, and it's one of the elements of a 3-element beam that somebody scrapped some years ago. And when we went to visit him about 3 or 4 years ago, he had a vertical dipole on the side of the house, and it worked extremely well. So he said, "Do you want one?" And I said, "Yes, please." And he gave me the bits. So I brought them home, bought a piece of aluminium channel and some clamps, and made this aerial. And I've used it vertically and horizontally. So it works extremely well. It's a trap dipole, and theoretically it should only work on 20, 15 and 10, but it works on 20, 18, 15, 10, 15, 12, 10 and 50. It works on 50 megs as well, so with an ATU in the way. So that's another solution. If you can find somebody that's dismantled an aerial that they don't want anymore, then you can make three aerials out of one if it's a 3-element, or two aerials out of 2 if it's a 2-element. Very, very simple, and it works extremely effectively. If you want to email me, I can send you pictures and diagrams and everything if you want to. 985 FA G3TZM.
G0BIA, sorry. This is 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha with 9H HAM GlobalNet. Yeah, that's never crossed my mind actually. That might be one idea. Yeah. Yeah, I might take your offer of sending you an email. Yeah, I'd like to look at all options basically, and 9H2JG. Thanks for your suggestions as well. No, I have never used NFET. I've never experimented with NFET antennas either. I have browsed the net, and I mean there are so many options. Everyone says that this is the best. And I've seen reviews, and everyone says that field construction is the best, and and then if you come look at sort of the ready-made ones, actually I've looked at, I've been thinking, I mean, you can buy from official amateur radio shops an extendable fishing rod, just the fishing rod, not the antenna, which is supposed to withstand even gale force winds without snapping, and then sort of use that as a base to fix your antenna wire to. And those are cheaper, but I mean, having something which is sturdy and which can withstand strong winds would be useful. I don't know, there are sort of people who claim that they have a vertical without radials, which works fine. Other people claim that vertical without radials doesn't work at all. So I was just trying to get some ideas from people who actually use these things, because I haven't. A beam, I don't want a beam because the beam is directional. Even if I fix a rotator to it, that means I have to stay rotating it this way and that way. I'd like something simpler, basically. All right, no, I'm just open to ideas, yeah, but thanks. I'll call Zero Bravo and the Alpha. I'll take up on your offer of emailing you. And thanks, Jonathan. Back to net control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Yeah, I have a slight correction. The station who was talking to you was G3 Tango Zulu Mike. So don't send the email to Ian, but send it to Bill. Anthony, go ahead.
Sorry. Apologies. Thanks for picking that. Thanks for notifying me about that. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. Golf 3. Tango Zulu Mike. Thank you very much. I'll email you. Back to net control.
Charles from G3TZM. I'll email Anthony. I will email Anthony with the details.
Wilco. Do we have any more check-ins, gentlemen? Maybe there's a lady one of these days. We'll get one. We'll get a YL. This is 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra with the 9H HAM GlobalNet. Any check-ins, please call now. Not yet. Well, let me chip in with my story, Anthony. When my brother started to transmit, we had a fishing rod which we bought from a place in Hammeroon, Hotel Alpha Mike Romeo Uniform November, and we put 3 wires on it, one 420, 115 and 110, and some radials made, believe it or not, out of earth wire or ground wire. And I used to sit there before he went to work because I wasn't licensed yet, and I used to hear stations from Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, of course, the States, and quite good signals. And as you know, I'm overlooking Baluta Bay, so it was practically impervious to wind. but the secret is to give it some varnish before you set it up, you know. So that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. HI. Anyway, this is 9H1FBS with HAM GlobalNet, and try to find on internet. There is, or used to be, an antenna handbook, and I presume that these days you can even access it online. So it could be, you could have some more you could get some more ideas from that. This is 9H1FBS standing by, or else the repeater will go crying. That's very enjoyable. This is what we're all about. I mean, this is the main scope of amateur radio, helping one another and making life either more difficult or more easy, but generally it becomes easier when we get it. So, this is 9H1FBS, final call for any check-ins for the 9HAM GlobalNet.
FBS, 9H to JG.
Nine H to JG, go.
I know you asked for check-ins, but I have to check out instead of check-in. So there's some other things to make. It's been a pleasure talking to you all this evening, although besides Anthony and Unit Control and the phone, I don't know who's there on second. Sorry, on the net. But unfortunately I have to leave. So I'll try to catch you again next night. Until then, good night to everyone. And regarding the antenna, if you want, send me a message or something, and we can have a chat on it. And I extend. Good night to everyone, and 73. And thank you. This is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf, Mike Beckman at controller.
Let me ask you a question before you buzz off. How far are you from the microphone?
I'm not far actually, but I have my daughter sleeping next door, next room, sorry. So that's why I cannot shout that much. That's the only reason. I'm back to the next controller.
Jonathan, I've been there and done it as well. Sometimes when I used to operate late, I used to close the door here and keep it very, very low. Okay, very good indeed. So let's have a final round, shall we? G3TZM, 9H1FBS.
Yeah, okay. 9H1FBS and the net from G3TZM. Dave Huffner, Charles. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, we're coming to Malta next month, so we hope to. I'll probably be on the radio on the repeater, UHF repeater, and on DMR as well, because I have a dual. I have a Motorola handheld which I'll be bringing with me, which I use for contacting in Malta, and I might also be on Echolink. I don't know. I'll see. But where we stay in Mostar, where we live in Mostar, is very, very noisy on the radio, so I don't bother with HF anymore. Not for the moment, anyway. We'll have to see one of these days. But anyway, there we are. That's the latest. I'm off to Portugal next week for a few days for our eldest daughter's her 50th birthday. She'll be 50 next week. So there's about 10 of us meeting up in Porto in Portugal. So it'll be a big family reunion. So, grazie ħafna Charles, saħħa kulħadd. U narakom iktar tard, 9H1 FPS, G32ZM.
Oh, she's so young. Say happy birthday to her from me. And maybe we can meet when you come to Malta, have an 807 or something. I can send you my my landline or my mobile, and we can make things easier for one another. Thank you for coming in, and let's pass it to Alenza. KK4, RYG9H1FBS, go ahead.
Hello, Net Control. This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf. Was there a question that was proposed to me? Over.
No, sir. It was a general question about antennas. If you have any antenna that you use, which is probably a vertical and low cost, send an email to Anthony, 9H5 Fox Alpha, 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. And if we inundate him with many ideas, maybe he'll he'll try all of them. Go ahead, Aranza.
This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf. I'm connected today via Echolink, but yeah, there are a lot of verticals up here, and they get quite the range too. There are a lot of people who are experimenting with different types of antennas. I'm not exactly sure what it is that they're doing, but if I knew, I would be able to make a contribution to that conversation. But I'm the one who travels a lot, so it's usually whatever I have on me. But I hope that everybody is going to have a great day. If you have additional questions, please throw them my way. This is Kilo 4 Romeo Yankee Golf. Back to you, Net Control.
Yeah, you sound like you've got traffic around you, and I hope that you have a nice day as well. You're starting it, we're coming to the end of it. It's, let's see, what time is it now?
20:47.
Oh, it's just past 8:45 in the evening. Okay, so, who's next? Let's see, I'm going to check my log. Oh my goodness, I got the wrong line. Oh, Anthony, 9H5 Fox Alpha, 9H1FBS, go ahead.
One FPS with the 9H GlobalNet. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Okay, thanks everyone. I'll search for the antenna handbook online. Should be there somewhere. Actually, I have a very old edition of that book, but it's a very old edition. It would referring to the same book, which I actually picked up from a Recycle Malta book collection. So I mean, we have this sort of system in Malta, not sort of system, it's a Facebook page which someone set up. And anyone who's got something which doesn't want anymore and wants to get it for free can put it up on this Facebook page, and anyone who wants it can contact him. And someone put up a sort of thing who's got loads of books without actually specifying what exactly they were. I went to have a look, and there were one or two books about radio amateurs, and I think this was one of them. I had to go and check, but because we're talking about the same book, this was at least a 30-year-old edition. Pages were yellowed, but I'd go and check it. But I'm sure I'll find a more recent version online somewhere. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your feedback. I plan to sort of have decided on something by July, sort of, because I want to set this up in summer, basically. My email address, by the way, is correct on keywordz.com, so it's anthony.fennec@gmail.com. On keywordz.com, my email address is correct over there, so yeah. If anyone has any information about sort of effective, reasonable cost vertical antennas, I'd be glad to sort of have your experiences. Back to net control, this is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Is the handbook that you have ARRL or RSGB?
Not 100% sure, but if you give me 2 minutes, I'll go and check because it's in my bookshelf. Actually, I'm going to go and check now. Back to you, net control.
The Braille version of the ARRL antenna handbook, and you should see me try to make out those diagrams. Oh my goodness. The mind boggles. Anyway, yeah, well, even if it's an old edition, Anthony, I mean, there were some new antennas in the past 50 or 60 years, but the basics are almost the same as they were 50, 60 odd years ago. 9H1 Tango Lima, 9H1 FBS, go ahead.
Nine Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Just a small comment to Arenza, KK4RYG. I'm a big fan of video games, especially the Fallout series. I was looking for a video game to play tonight, and I think I'll play Fallout, the Anchorage expansion pack, because there is a video game I like, Fallout, and one of the sets of games is actually based in Anchorage, Alaska. I just wanted to know, and I was wondering whether you ever played that game, Fallout Anchorage. Okay, so back to net control, 9H1 FBS from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, Chris.
Yeah, let's see if he's still with us. Renzo, did you copy Chris, his question?
Yes, Net Control, I copied it. I have not played that game yet, but I look forward to also playing it. There are a lot of people here who do play it. Back to you, Net Control. This is KK4RYG.
Not only talk about amateur radio here. Would you like to make a longer transmission, Chris?
NH1 FBS from 9H1TL. No, not much else. It's just that my impression of Anchorage is that it's a very, very cold place, lots of snow. And yeah, and the people who live there must be a very hardy people because the elements and such. So props to everyone who makes a living and does so well there. All right, back to net control, 9H1 FBS from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, Chris.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, my niece, I don't know how many years she spent there in Alaska, but she was studying there. So it's very, very interesting. Jonathan, would you like to make another transmission? Nine Hotel 2, Juliet Golf, 9H1 FBS. No, I don't think so. Okay, gents, have a good evening from Malta. Good morning to Arenza, and do hope that you have a nice day. And we'll meet in 2 weeks' time, God willing. So that will be the first week of June, I believe, 6th, something like that. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. Thanks go out also, my sincere gratitude goes out also to the people who take care of these repeaters, the repeater trustees for 9H1 UHF-R and 9H1 DMR-L. And I hope to see you in 2 weeks' time. And also, of course, good evening to the locals and also to Bill. And good morning to Arenza. 9H1 FBS is now closing down the net and reverting the repeaters to normal amateur